like unskilled or unexperienced.
Oh really? That's interesting.
So if it boils slower in the sun, if it's really hot, you make it boil quicker because it's already hotter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I've boiled it to 242 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And now I'm going to pour
Peanut
it.
butter, because
Wow.
it's quite a strong nut flavour balance, it's sweet. Lemon, because it's sour. And coffee, because coffee is naturally not a sweet thing. Those would be the least sweet in my opinion. You don't want to try any of those. Whereas
The idea is you want to evenly cool it across the table.
That is epic. And I guess you use marble, right? Because it's cool.
Well, it actually stores a little bit of heat inside of the marble, so when you're making the fudge, you can kind of have an equal playing field of temperature.
Okay.
That makes it easier.
Interesting. Okay. Because a lot of pastry chefs use marble as well.
Yes, it's different things for
Yes,
Yeah.
I've watched this gentleman. He is largely obsessed with Star Wars. His wife is not. She doesn't have to keep any of it at home.
I'm very lucky. I didn't come there, and they were showing one of the films
Yeah.
with Eliza Wood.
Oh, awesome. I think they've done that at the Royal Albert Hall here once or twice. I've never got the chance to see it.
It was a treat.
Yeah, it's great seeing with live film score.
Yeah.
Have a lovely day, thank you.
things that you have to watch straight away.
You recommend just going to the pubs, they're quite friendly.
We haven't got any workout time straight away.
Really? Okay.
But yeah, we're going to leave it to like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Slowly without being touched, and then I'll start to work it with Big Spade. But for now, nothing. I'm just going to add a little bit of sea salt.
Sea salt. Okay. Is that to help the process, or is that
Oh,
flavour?
no, so this is salted caramel fudge. So you want
Okay.
molten sea salt.
Then you get an occasional crunch.
Ah. So is this a cool contraption that's containing the?
It's just
Is
so
that?
yeah, heavy metal bars. They're all their own pieces. So when I cut it off, I'll use a palette knife and go along and cut it off and take it away. But right now, if I did that, we'd have fudge everywhere.
Oh, 100%. And is this thing like a trade tool, or do you do this metal container? Is that?
No, it's just
something
four
you-
metal
It's
bars.
just, yeah, 4 metal bars.
Literally.
Yeah, they're solid metals.
Oh, that's
they're
so clever.
Because that means as well we can change the size of what would look like a tray. If you want something to cool quicker, you make it really big.
Yeah.
If you want to hold it for a little while, or you want to warm up the marble, for example, in winter,
So
we warm it
clever.
up.
And who makes it?
We all do.
So clever.
Shannon makes it far better than I do. She can do it a few more years than me. And then also this gentleman, Thatch, has been training people to make it for about 25 years.
Legend.
Yeah, I've made fudge for about 8 years now.
If I made fudge, it would be dangerous for myself. I think. Pasta's my limit. I eat too much. I eat too much of that. But no, it's. Wow. Okay. So on the channel, what we're doing is we've got a little side feature which is completely come from itself. It was completely not planned.
Okay.
The tools that street food vendors stands use. So we've done a recent feature on a vendor that does chips, and he's got this literally Victorian, ancient thing
like
that cuts the chips.
Yeah.
Legendary, and it's because street food is a lot about theatre, right? As I was talking to you about earlier, and so this is I love it.
Yeah, we have some good tools.
Yes, absolutely. I think most of them are paint scrapers, probably. Or like
Paint scrapers.
Paint scrapers, yeah. We've got palette knives to cut off the bars. So once I cut the bars off, I'll go along here and remove all the stickiness and scrape it off and kind of pop it on the table and then pop this over there.
And you wouldn't want to be using a normal knife for that, right?
I mean, I think you probably could. You want that sharp edge.
Yeah.
But also, you don't want it to be, like a sharp knife. It's kind of blunted slightly,
blunt,
So
Yeah,
it's,
100%.
like if I needed to scrape, I'm such a clean fudge maker. There's no bits to scrape. But like so here,
Too clean.
you can see a little bit goes off the edge.
Okay.
I think it's
Scrape
that
it and add it
flexible,
back
it's quite
inside.
handy. They're bendy.
Yeah.
And then for making, we have these which we call loafers.
Okay.
Because we use it to make the fudge into a loaf shape.
Okay.
So once the fudge is once I've tempered it for a while, and I can get it into a shape about this size, I'll start using a kind of motion like this to go over and then you're effectively folding it in half. And so this way you can put a lot of pressure down and get up all the fudge and then lift it across.
Completely, completely.
Because it's not something you want to be touching with your hands.
No. How?
As I discovered yesterday.
Yes.
Really? Oh
yeah.
no.
I mean, that's part of the job though, is like just getting burnt occasionally, I'm sure you know, in any kind of food. And then we have the most exciting big tool.
Oh yes, the creamer.
The one that's in the painting, but this is the main fudge making tool.
Yeah, these are quite hard to come by.
Yeah, they're really hard to come by.
I think you have to get them made. So this is a creamer.
A creamer.
And so once you've taken the bars off and it's just the fudge on its own on the table, then you can start using just going forward and folding it like this.
Gotcha. And
you kind of do it in a bit like a triangle kind of shape. So you're bringing the edges into the middle every time, and then the fudge becomes this like teardrop going up and down the table. Because you ideally want to move it as much as possible up to one end and then back down to the other end.
Yeah.
So the first steps I'll only do it from this end of the table and then from that end. But then the next steps are the crafting to get the actual shape.
So quickly, what's the best seller? Do you have a?
So chocolate sea salt is the best seller. Salted caramel is a classic, so it is kind of fudge flavour fudge, so it's the one people they know.
Yes.
But I'm gonna just check it, and so I think I should start making it now. So the way we test the fudge is you want to just make a hole inside and see how long it takes to close. There's no real number, it's just a kind of feeling.
Okay, so you just made a hole there and you see how long it takes.
So I just make a hole here
and
see how long it takes to close. If I was to do it at this end, this is the shallow end, so it takes a lot longer.
Okay, a bit like when you're cooking a sauce.
Yes, also because our table just has a little bit of slant to it.
Okay.
So I just test the deep end, make sure I go, okay, and now I'm going to take the bars off. So I like to go twice along, just to get the fudge away from the bar.
Yeah.
And then like this. And so you just kind of, you just don't want to lose it, really. Try this one.
So that line there has held pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. The only time that doesn't hold as well is when you've made quite a lot of fudge in the day, because it's just every time you make a fudge, you get a little thin layer stay on the table.
And
And after maybe 8 fudges, 7 fudges, that can start to affect them sitting flat.
And then at the end of the day, I guess you wash the table down completely, so the next day it's
and in order of flavours, and of course with allergens in mind. So we would never make enough fudge, anything right at the end of the day.
Okay, good point.
But also you scrape the table down as much as possible.
Yeah.
After every batch, it's just, you can't fully clean it down because you do need a little bit of fudge on the table to help with the making process.
Yeah.
Kind of like greasing the pan a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Even for the first one of the day, you do want to just rub a little bit of fudge on the table just to kind of, we just say it's just to tell the sugar what it needs to do. So you just need to do this.
Yeah, meet your cousin. Yeah.
But it's funny because it shouldn't make any sense and it doesn't make any sense. But if you don't do it, it doesn't work. So that's just kind of what we decided. So I'm about to make some salted caramel fudge. That's what's on the table. So I'm gonna grab the creamer and move it all the way around.
No fridge.
Ideally not on the floor. It's the place you want the fudge to be.
Absolutely.
3 weeks. Then it just goes a bit dry.
Start moving it.
In theory, say you forget about it, and it does go melt it down, use it on ice cream.
And do you always make the same size batch in that?
Roughly, yes. Occasionally we might make something a little bit different. We might do like a double layer fudge, and that's when you have to do 2 half batches.
Yeah.
But the base kind of size of a fudge we keep every time.
Okay.
It keeps it simple, and then you know when you're pouring it out that it's not going to overflow the bars.
Yeah, and it's probably an obvious question, but do you make your batches in relation to what you're needing to stock up on the shelves?
I can look at the wall and go, okay, we've got 1 tray of rhubarb.
Yeah.
We're going to need to wear for rhubarb.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's quite just as and when.
Yeah.
Unless we've got some orders in, so we do sometimes wedding fudge. So
Oh, cool.
I'll have to do specific ones for that.
So do you have an online? Do you sell online?
Yes. So yeah, we're just the fudge patch. We sell fudge anywhere in the UK. We deliver.
That's so cool.
Everything.
I'll put all those links in the description.
Yes, when you order before 10 AM, it should go out the same day as well.
But there is one other company in the UK.
So you just want to make sure
they're in
you've got all
Canterbury,
these
Oxford,
pieces.
Cambridge,
Yeah.
As you
Edinburgh.
can see, even now, you can already see the colour change is happening. You've got through the centre there. It's a little bit hard to see in here because we've got fluorescent lighting, but you start to get changes in colour, changes in texture.
Yeah, and getting a bit harder to push, right?
Yes, a little bit.
Good for the. It's a good workout.
Yeah. I think I'm one of the only people who gets to say they fit because of fudge.
Yeah, fudge. Yeah, fudge makes me fit.
Yeah. Because obviously,
you fold it over, you can get little air bubbles trying to leave the fudge.
They added butter to it because sugar was expensive.
Is this process? So you mentioned about the length of the crystals. Is it also about getting air into it, or not?
Because you're kind of compacting it down, really. It's not. There's no room for air. Any air that is inside it rises to the top.
Yeah.
So if there was air inside it, you'd end up with a hole in the fudge when it sets. Because obviously, fudge like this sets into something that's solid. So if there was air inside, you would just have a pocket of nothing.
Yes,
So
true.
it's really about getting the air away
Out.
and out. But because it's quite
Kind of
heavy, it does that on its own really.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to feel the change happening. You can see we've got some kind of golden streaks coming through.
Yeah.
So that's when we know I can start to level it off. So leveling it off is just putting it into an even rectangle.
Yeah.
The whole length of the table, because that's going to start to build the foundations of the shape.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great flavour.
And are all the
thing that makes this fudge
are the different fudges slightly different processes? Do some that behave differently to others?
Very much the same. Certain ones you might add the flavourings a little bit later. So we have over there peanut butter and jam.
Yeah.
And so we would add the jam at this point because you want it to be marbled through.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sometimes the whole thing's 35 minutes.
So now we can really see
it's more crushing all
that it doesn't want to move too much anymore.
Yeah.
I guess as well, with it being so hot initially, there's probably things that you can't add at that point, right?
Yeah, mostly you can put everything in there. It's just if you want it to look visually different.
Right.
So for a swell, let's say.
Sure.
Or some if you have like chocolate through it, you can put it in at this point.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to start folding it.
Okay.
She's just going to keep folding it up like this, and it will eventually look like a big baguette on the table, and then we chop that up. We actually call this a loaf of fudge, because it looks like a baguette by the end.
So then hopefully,
Shannon's one of the strongest people in Greenwich.
at it place.
You need a jar over.
Move some,
Can't see her.
just anywhere I can see where there's a little bit, not enough or a little bit too much. I'll just try and level it out at this point and keep all of the fudge together. And so now, you just slightly change the technique. So instead of just folding it, you're kind of flicking it over.
Gotcha.
And then it's creating this wave. It goes all the way down.
Yeah. It takes at least 2 years to learn this.
Serious skills going on here.
Yeah, I've done it for a while. If I was bad at it by now, I would have been fired. There we go. So then you just want to tuck this last edge over because at the moment it's still malleable. But notice that I'm only working the smallest amount possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite happy with the shape and where it is.
Okay.
So I don't want to overdo it. I just want to make it look beautiful.
Yeah. And you're going for that. Obviously, I can see on the shells the tranches. So you're looking effectively for that shape, and then you just slice it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So then I like to just get all the little bits that I've left behind.
Oh, those would be the bits I'd be eating if I worked here.
surprisingly enough, those aren't that tasty.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's more stringy.
It's stringy, so you don't get as much flavour.
Interesting.
That's one of the main reasons you temper fudge.
Yeah.
The smaller the crystals of sugar, the quicker your tongue gets to the flavour.
Yeah.
Because they dissolve quicker. When it's clear, like that, like syrupy, the crystals are bigger and it takes a longer time for you to get to the flavour before you fully saturate.
Yeah.
So I like to try and get up as much of the leftover as possible just before it starts to set, because it will obviously start to be a lot more stuck.
Do you have a use for that scraping?
Yes, so it gets melted down into the next batch of salted caramel.
Yeah, perfect.
And so now it should be completely solid.
No way. That's happened pretty quick.
Yeah.
That lasts 3 or 4 minutes.
There we go, and you can try some if you like.
Oh yeah.
That is the skill of fudge making, is timing.
Oh, so good.
And so now I can just slice down like this.
Oh, that is really, really good.
And then you can see in the middle. So sometimes you can kind of see the process of where it's been folded and worked and turned. Because I find the best example of this is when we put something else in there. So where we've made the peanut butter swirl one, you can actually just, it's just that now each layer that I've made, I've got something that's in between there to show.
Gotcha.
And then then I'm going to chop it up like this, pop it on the wall.
Oh, that's so. The salt comes through.
Yes.
It's so tasty.
The Malden sea salt is. It really does. Make
Yeah, but it doesn't hit you initially. It's sweet. It's sweet, and then the salt comes through.
And then so for slicing, it's so it's ready straight away, which actually makes it so convenient.
Yeah.
If you need to make lots of fudge.
Gets you
I'm
here.
just going to grab a slice of thing.
Oh,
That one is great.
really, that really is tasty. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
So how many slices do you get? Do you have an average?
Roughly, it should be kind of 50 to 60, it depends on the size.
Okay.
Try something like that. Oh, but you should just check it.
Isn't it glorious?
Check it's wonderful. This is for you, salted caramel.
It's free.
So I like to clean the knife with.
Maybe if you said it was £10, you'd go, okay, I'll have some. Isn't it amazing?
Thank you very
I've just
much.
seen her make the whole thing from start to finish. Thing is, you make it look easy, and I kind of think, oh, maybe I could do this at home. But no.
You'll see everyone watches Shannon do it, and they go, oh, you make it look easy. When I do it, everyone goes, oh, that looks like really hard work.
Oh, dear.
I don't know whether to be offended or proud that I work hard, or I make it look like hard work.
So then I'm just going to chop this piece, just this last bit, just to keep it really, really flat at the edge.
Yeah.
And then so every single time you do a slice,
Yeah.
you clean the knife.
Okay. Otherwise, you don't get a clean.
You just don't get that
Yeah, you
sharp
get a crunch
edge.
at the top of each slice then.
And so then you can just bring it across.
To be fair, cutting fudge is probably the hardest skill than making fudge.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
You learn this before you learn to make it.
Like you can make
Wow.
a kind of pretty, mediocre looking fudge, and with slicing,
You can make
you
it look.
can then make it look amazing. But if you have a beautiful fudge but you slice it awfully, then that can also.
A bit like Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off before you learn karate.
100%.
There we go.
Daniel's son.
So then it's just getting into that rhythm of every time cleaning the knife.
Just feature a little bit of this one, just it's quite special. Lemon sherbet.
Oh, the big bit.
You can indeed, it's a potent one.
Thanks, mate.
So with the slicing, you just always want to think of going like
All right.
hard
It's
and
free.
fast and
Come and
then.
taste. You
Oh.
do.
That is gorgeous. I've just had a lemon one. That is so nice.
We freeze little chunks of that one, drop it in gin instead of using ice cubes.
It's almost like sherbety.
Lemon sherbet is the name, so well done.
Wow. And that, I hadn't looked, so that was
Yeah.
yeah. 10 out of 10,
For me,
Hamish.
it's like a sorbet that's not cold. And all of this fudge should be like ice cream of that flavour that isn't cold.
Absolutely. Oh, that is so tasty.
Yeah, that's the one that we working here. I don't even like sweets, but I tried that and asked for a job.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Yeah, what is it? It'll come to me in a second.
Yeah.
There's a particular sweet, and a variation of that sweet that is, it's so good.
Well, I find for me it's a little bit like the yellow jelly babies.
Yes.
The little people ones.
Yeah. 100%.
I was just happy because for me it was like a solid block of lemon curd.
Skittles.
Skittles, yeah.
That's what I got, and I love Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
I'm terrible. I put a whole, not anymore. In my youth, I used to put the whole packet in my mouth and create a ball.
I did that with Milky Stars.
Oh yeah, me too actually.
It's like they come in little pieces in a bag, so I'm going to make it into a whole bar in my mouth.
Yeah. Why not? Just because I can.
Yeah.
Oh, those slices are beautiful. So you're gonna get a good three, 4 trays.
Yeah, so 3 trays should be ideal. Obviously, because when we have a little bit left over at the end, we can melt that down. So sometimes it goes a bit further, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. Do you guys do? So you do. Obviously, got here. Do you do weddings?
Yes, wedding favours.
Yeah.
And what else do you do? Can you do? And you sell online?
Sell online.
Festivals?
Our boss has been to like a couple of like daily festival kind of things.
Yeah.
We've done like collaborations with local breweries. So
yeah, cool.
Like fudge tasting.
Yeah.
Whiskey and fudge tasting.
Are they?
Thatcher's sister is a brewer, so we once got a porter brewed with chocolate orange fudge.
Okay.
That was quite interesting.
So where's Patch's sister, you say?
Yeah, is it sister? Yeah, in Brighton.
Oh, okay.
Bird in Hand Brewery, I think it's called.
Bird in Hand.
I think that's what it's called.
I thought it was hand in hand, but maybe
something along those lines. We definitely had some.
Beer in hand.
Yeah.
Brew in hand. Oh, that's so cool. So I'm not an expert on it, but I would imagine that fudge is a good marriage with certain whiskies and
especially so like
beers
caramels and vanillas.
Yeah, of course.
The way forward.
it's also just lovely with like tea or coffee. It's quite nice.
Just nice by itself.
With a twist. Anyway, really.
Yeah. I'm going to do a full feature on you guys. This is brilliant. Yeah, really cool. Because what happens is we, people often want to see, various things within the video. Plus, often it's difficult to get, 15 minutes of edited footage from a single vendor. But when I can. It's brilliant. So this, yeah. Cool.
I guess the joy with fudge is it's got such a multi-stage kind of process, but there's always another bit happening that isn't too repetitive.
And always things overlapping, like one being weighed, one being boiled, one being cut.
Totally.
Hello, my friend. I'm just going to point out this word to you. Free. I know, it's the most important one. Shall I have to have a taste?
I highly recommend it.
Do you like chocolate? Start with this chocolate sea salt fudge. That is by far the most popular one. Any other flavour you see? Say, try.
And then you always get some little bits, just pop it on. You can just add that into the next one.
Yeah. Not much goes to waste, which is brilliant.
Very good. Yeah, with people around willing to eat it, even less goes to waste. The joy of constantly giving people free samples is any little bits that are left there are always, always someone with their hand out waiting. We're like, okay.
Totally.
For me, my favourite bit of the fudge is this part here.
Yeah?
So I'll give you a little bit to try.
Oh, bless you.
So if you think of it like it's the core of the core. So every slice, the centre of every slice, a little bit gets left over.
Oh,
and I
wow.
clean the knife.
Oh, okay. You can't see me, guys, but that was proper good.
Is that?
It's one of those things that, you wouldn't be able to have if you didn't make it. So I guess for me, it feels a little bit like that's my bit.
100%.
Because I don't eat too much fudge these days.
It's like the butcher's cut, right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't eat too much these days because I kind of think, I just know what it tastes like. I've just eaten a lot of fudge for a lot of years, and now, if I want it, that's the best.
I'll have the best bit. Well, I mean, if you make.
Also, I'm very lucky to have a food.
You're making it all day.
Yes.
You're making it all day.
Yeah, so if I want something delicious, you know, I've got so many options of nice things outside my doorstep. I'm very lucky. But do you know what? Sometimes though, I come in and I'm just in the mood for fudge.
Yeah.
It's very handy because I have keys to this building. So
Dangerous.
Chocolate. My personal favourite, but I don't like sweets. So remember, I'm not the US. Lemon. It's sour. I really like sour things.
That is so tasty, that one.
And actually, the colour in this is just turmeric.
No way.
Yeah, so all natural.
Seriously?
Yeah. See if you can spot the turmeric on the shelf.
Well, I'm a big fan of turmeric, and I know the taste. There's no taste
It's
of.
about 30 grams and 10 kilos of sugar.
That's enough to colour it. Yeah, of course.
Proud parent.
They're quite there, aren't they? I'm so impressed with them. They just appeared and they've never been torn so
I'm going to
long.
feed you lots of fudge. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm just here to.
Down this way. Do you like chocolate things? I do. This is chocolate sea salt fudge. That is the most popular one. Any other flavour you see, just name it. So it's a sour raspberry.
My love, if you want to try some.
Come on down, Melanie, you can try as well. Rum raisin. It's there as well. Not a subtle flavour at all. Yeah, should just soak the raisins in a big jar of rum up there for about 8 weeks. Alright. Would you like all 3 more bottles? Yeah, that's perfect.
Free samples of fudge. Nice to see you guys. I'll see you later. You want to try some?
Rhubarb custard.
No doubt.
And then look, beauty of being with other people, you can just try this.
So much effort, honestly.
Rhubarb custard to me tastes like drumstick lollipops, if you remember those, or any old-fashioned candy. Yeah.
Do you like chocolate?
Pretty much anything that was pink and sweet in our childhoods in this country was rhubarb.
We don't combine the two because it would be so good if people would not. So we've got chocolate and peanut butter and peanut butter and jam. The last situation that is been the best thing for us. Because we don't have more than 2 nuts. I did it well, more than 2 peanuts because we do have a cherry bake. Let's try chocolate and peanut.
Would you like any receipts? No. I'm sure you already know that. Thank you. Day. That is apple pie. It's like a spiced cinnamon apple pie, very wintry flavour.
We went heavy on the cherry because we did.
That's brilliant. Love it. Cool.